The court will now hear case number Y347G898WC45LJN890.9547, Ron versus Angry Neighbor. Mr. Peter, you may now state your request.
Thank you, Your Honor. I am here representing my client, Ronald P. Smith, who has been charged with eating with his left hand.
I see. That is a grave charge, young sir. What is your plea?
Your Honor, I'm left-handed.
Is that a plea of not guilty, then?
Well,
I see. You do know that this is a serious crime, do you not?
Well, you see, Your Honor, if I may, my client has been mistreated by the authorities, charged unfairly by his neighbor, and if you will give me leave, I would like to present my client's case.
Very well, then. This court will now hear the case of Ron versus Angry Neighbor. You may proceed, Mr. Peter.
Thank you, Your Honor, and may it please the court. My client, Mr. Ronald P. Smith, was quietly eating his usual morning meal in the privacy of his own home when he was seen by his neighbor, Miss Courtney, who, according to her, had inadvertently seen him eating his morning meal with his left hand as she raked leaves from her backyard.
I see, and Miss Courtney then reported this unto the authorities, did she not?
Yes, Your Honor, she did.
And what then happened?
Well, Your Honor, the secret police were informed of this, and they immediately converged on my client's home and arrived within a matter of a couple minutes.
Indeed. Then what?
Well, you see, they just had barged right on in, without any warning or provocation from my client. They came on in, like they owned the place. And not so quietly or peaceably, mind you. They broke down his door, and surrounded him in his little breakfast nook with drawn weapons.
Indeed, indeed. Then what, Mr. Peter?
Then, they demanded that my client put down his spoon and raise his hands. And when he hesitated, out of fear I say, he was grabbed roughly and thrown violently to the ground and brutally handcuffed by the secret police.
Mr. Ron, you say you were handled roughly by the authorities. Is that right?
Yes, sir, I, was grabbed and thrown to the floor. I didn't do anything to provoke them. They just jumped on me. I guess I didn't move quick enough for them.
Jumped on, you say?
Well, not literally, of course. What I meant was that they rushed upon me and grabbed me roughly. They poked me and prodded me, like I was just some lousy cow or something.
Poked and prodded you?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a citizen of the state, you know. My rights should be protected. It's not right that these barbarians should just barge into my own home when I had done no wrong.
But you were found eating with your left hand, were you not?
Well, yes, Your Honor, I was. But
that is a crime, is it not?
I don't know.
I see. According to state law, it is. In Section 45, Statute 23,345.42667 of the State Book of Tedious Regulations, it clearly says that any citizen found eating, drinking, or otherwise unlawfully using their left hand, save those who have only left hands, and those who are insane lunatics, shall be punished with a fine of no less than $20,000, with a maximum of $80,000, and a prison sentence of anywhere from 10 to 40 years in solitary confinement.
Huh? I've never heard of such a thing.
Of course you haven't. The law was signed into law only 4 days ago. Mr. Peter, do you have any further evidence to present regarding this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Very well then. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is left-handed. He was born that way. It's genetic, you see.
So you would plead genetics then?
Yes, Your Honor. Genetics. You see, it's not my client's fault that he was born left-handed. He's just the unfortunate victim of enmity. The enmity of an intolerance on the part of the majority who are right-handed.
That is irrelevant. It matters not whether he was born that way. He is accused of eating with his left hand. The law is the law. But nothing. I see no reason why your client, Mr. Ronald P. Smith, should be permitted an exemption from the penalty of a just and fair law. It is this court's decision, therefore, that the accused is found guilty. And being that this case is of grave importance, and has everything to do with national security, the court decides that your client shall receive the maximum sentence which the law provides. He shall be fined $80,000, and shall serve 40 years in solitary confinement for his crime. But nothing. Case dismissed.